Next we have to see bryophyte. They are also primitive plants only. Simpler plants, primitive and simpler. That is, the cell structure is not complication one, very easiest thing. So they have no vascular system. Vascular system, what I say? To conduct water and minerals, they have the special kind of system, that is xylem and phloem. Here both are absent. Xylem for water and phloem for conducting food minerals. No vascular system. So otherwise it's known as non-vascular cryptogams. Non-vascular cryptogams. It is amphibians, that is, they can live in water as well as land. Amphibious plants. Then life cycle, it has 2 generations. One is gametophytic, other one is sporophytic. Unless it completes 2 cycles, they cannot complete it generation. The sporophytic, one is in water, other one is on land, like that. So it has 2 generations. So what I said, it is very primitive, simpler plants. No vascular system, the xylem and phloem is absent here. So otherwise known as non-vascular cryptogams. This is all one word answers maybe. It is amphibious because it lives in both land and water. It has 2 generations, gametophytic and sporophytic. Then the cell structure, they remain in the substratum. Substratum means where it grows. So that is the substratum, they remain with the rhizoid. There is no root. Instead of that, what is the rhizoids? There is a cluster of roots. By using rhizoid, they can fix to the substratum and they develop their body structure. Sexual reproduction, now we have to go for reproduction. Reproduction by oogamous. Oogamous type of reproduction. They developed well 6 organs. That is gametes. So what are the things? Gametes and spores. By using that, they can reproduce. So male 6 organ is anthoridium. Female is archegonium. There are 2 gametes, male and female. Okay children, let me continue. So reproduction, what I said, reproduction is special in the process of oogamous. So oogamous means what? Not oogamous, oogamous. There is a 6 organ. We can differentiate them into male and female. Male 6 organ is anthrozoid. Female 6 organ is archegonium. Anthrozoids, this oogamous happens in water because it is what I said, aquatic, amphibious, that it can live in water as well as in land. So this anthrozoids, they swims and reaches to the archegonium. Archegonium, it contains eggs. This anthrozoid and egg fuses and this reproduction taken place here. So this kind of reproduction is known as oogamous. Okay, I said already there are 2 stages of the life cycle. That is, one is gametophytic generation, other one is sporophytic generation. Sporophytic generation depends on gametophytic generation. Sporophytic generation is what? The small one. It's a not long process, but gametophytic generation, it's the longest one. It is dominant because gametes, archegonium and antheridium, male and female. Archegonium, what I said, it is the male 6 organ. This is female 6 organ. Okay. So that can be, we have to go for. Then saprophytic, that male and female, that is archegonium and anthrozooid fuses together. The first cell after the fusion, what is the first cell formed here? Zygote. Zygote is the first cell of sporophytic condition. Then that space is very small piece. So gametophytic, they produces the spore, that is anthrozooids as well as archegonium, they are spores only. They are produced by gametophytic generation only. This spores again develops and thing is going on, that is sporophytic, gametophytic. From the gametophyte again sporophyte. So gametophytic generation is dominant. So what are the differences between sporophytic and gametophytic? Means we can say sporophytic, it is a small process. Gametophyte is the large process, unless it is dominant, this is recessive. Okay. The first cell of sporophytic generation is zygote. Here the first cell of gametophytic generation is spores. So two differences, almost differentiate means we have to say any two differences only. So what are the things we have seen? Then I will recall afterwards. There are, what are the kinds of, that is, what are the classification of bryophytes? We have to see next one, classification. Classification means what? Divisions. What are the divisions of bryophytes? That is Apathicae, Anthocerate and Musae. So Apathicae, otherwise known as liverworts. We got the specimen, but next class I will show, because everything is glass. So I should be very careful handling that. So next one is Apathicae. Second one is Anthocerate. Children, this is nouns only, that is the name of the thing. So you can pronounce properly with the spellings. Hornwoods. And the last one is Muci. S silent here. Example, Moses. These are the kinds of bryophytes, varieties of bryophytes. So example, Rhizia, Anthocerus. So what are the differences? The Apathicae, this is the lower form of the first Rhizia, is the lowest form of the bryophytes, simplest one, very short-lived. Then Anthocerate, that is gametophyte is differentiated into thallus, rhizoid. I said no, we cannot differentiate them into root stem. Instead of that, instead of root, what is the rhizoid? Instead of stem, thallus is the. Here sporophyte is differentiated into foot and capsule. The next one is what I said, Musae, Funaria. They are the higher forms of bryophytes. So bryophytes la higher form edunu solla paaka poningna Musae only. They are higher forms. They are in the they have stem, leaf and root. Protonymal stage is present. They are differentiated into the same thing, root, stem and all. So we got the specimens. Let me show the specimen in next class. Okay. So economic importance. As usual, we have seen what are the importance of thallophyte and fungi as well as algae we have seen. Now we have to see what are the importance of bryophytes. They prevent soil erosion. You know what is soil erosion? What are the economic importance? That is not economic important. What are the benefits of fungi? Bryophytes, sorry. That is, they prevent soil erosion. Soil erosion, you know, due to rain, heavy flood water and all, the soil may be washed away. That is known as what? Soil erosion. So bryophytes prevent the soil erosion. First use. Second one, they absorb large amount of water, so they can help for these plants can help in suppose if you are cultivating these plants in the nursery, it will supply the water for other plants also. So they are preserving water. And the third one is it can use for the production of coal. Okay, yeah. So what are the benefits of bryophyte? It prevents the soil erosion. It preserves some water in this. That's it's helping for the other plants in the nursery, and it can prepare a kind of coal, that is peat. That peat can be, that's a peat, one of the kind of the coal only. So coal is prepared by using bryophyte plants. So is it clear? So bryophyte, this is the second stage, that is cryptogams, this is second one. Okay, yeah. First one I said thallophyta. Next to thallophyta, bryophyta. This is also primitive. Structure is simple. No vascular system, so it is known as non-vascular cryptogam. It is amphibious in the living habitat condition you have seen, means it is amphibious, it lives both land and water. To complete its life cycle, it has two generations. One is saprophytic generation, other one is gametophytic generation. There is no root. Instead of root, what is this? Rhizoids. By using rhizoids, they can fix to the substratum, the place where it grows. So instead of stem, what is the thallus is the two generation, I said gametophytic and sporophytic. So reproduction by oogamous method. They have developed 6 organs, that is male is antheridium, female is archegonium. Male used to, that is they can swim in the water to approach archegonium. There are two generations, that is saprophytic and gametophytic. What are the differences between saprophytic? Means saprophytic is a short piece, this is the long piece. It produces zygote is the first cell here, spore is the first cell. Unless gametophytic generation, there is no completion of life cycle of bryophytes. And uses I said, it can be, there are 3 kinds of bryophytes. Uses I said already, prevent soil erosion, preserve water for other nursery plants, and kind of peat, it's one of the coal, it can be prepared by using the bryophytes. Next we have to go for pteridophytes. This is the last division of cryptogams. Next we have to see what I said, pteridophytes. I think it's useful to you all, we hope so. So go through the lesson then and then. Better buy the books. The question and answers will be given to you. You have to copy in the classwork notebook only. So no need to buy a separate classwork notebook. When you are getting the books, certainly what will be given to you? Classwork will be given to you. Okay? So get the books. Pteridophytes, here P is the silent. So we have to say what? Pteridophytes. P is the silent letter. The same like this is the, that is we have seen bryophyte, we have seen amphibious. This is terrestrial land plant. First we have to see the habitat where it grows. It grows in the land. This is vascular cryptogams. That is non-vascular, this is vascular. It has xylem and phloem. It can be differentiated into, this is well developed, this is the last stage of the cryptogams. So it developed into it, it has root, stem. One plant means what are the things should be there? Certainly root for fixing the substratum, then stem. It supports the branches, and then what? Leaves. This can be present in that. Here they are diploid sporophytic condition, because well developed, no, diploid sporophytic. Here also 2 stages. What are the thing? Gametophyte as well as sporophyte. Gametophytic generation and sporophytic generation. There too we have seen. The sporophytic generation is a short one day. Here, sporophytic generation by means of spores. Gametophytic by gametes. Spores are produced in sporangia. It's a bag-like structure. Sporangia is a bag-like structure. Here the spores are produced. Then here the spores are big in the size. They are known as megaspore. megaspore, microspore. From the spores, gametophytic generation develop. It produces multicellular antheridium and as usual it has gametes, that is from the bryophytes we have to see antheridium and archegonium. I said already antheridium male, archegonium female. What are the things we have seen? The same we have to see here also. Spores develop into gametophytic generation. They produce zygote. The same only, then nothing. Only thing, it is land plant. It has highest plant of the cryptogams divisions. It has vascular system, that is xylem and phloem. Root stems leaves can be differentiated. That's the thing. The same like two generation, that is gametophytic and sporophytic. And we have to see what are the classification of pteridophytes. There are 4 classification, that is first one is classification, I said kinds. First one is Xylopodia, Xylopsida. Second one is Lycospida. Lycopsida. Third one is Sphenopsida. And the last one is, there are 4 kinds. Pteropsida. 4 classification, 4. The first one is what I said, Xylopsida. Example, Xyloto. Next one is Lycopsida, that is Lycopodium. Third one is Sphenopsida, Equisitum. And the fourth one is Pterospidia, that is Nephrolophis. The same like what are the economic importance? They are useful ornamental plants. Ornamental means what? Only for decorative purposes. What are the uses? They are for the ornamental, decorating the surface. We can prepare the drug also, vermifuge drug. It will be useful for agriculture. Vermifuge, you know. We can prepare vermifuge drug from this. And Marcella is a Marsillia is the kind of pteridophyte that is water-borne. It is food for some people, not all. Some people can consume this one as food also. So one is ornamental, then it is useful for preparation of vermifuge drug, as well as this is useful for the agricultural purposes. And Marcella is a kind of diophyte used by some of the people as food. And what are the differences between bryophyte and pteridophytes? Let us think over. This is bryophytes. Plant's body cannot be differentiated into root, stem and leaves. Here this can be differentiated into root, stem and leaf. Then they are amphibians, they are terrestrial land plants. Then vascular tissues are absent there. Here they are present. We can say xylem and phloem. The dominant phase is what I said, gametophyte. Here the dominant phase is sporophyte. So both the things, sporophytic depends on gametophytic generation in the bryophytes, whereas in the pteridophytes, gametophytic generation depends on sporophytic. So we have concluded this lesson by using what are the things, cryptogams, what I said, non-flowering plants. We have seen Thallophyta, Bryophyta and Pteridophyta. Thallophyta we have seen 2 examples, one is fungi, other one is algae. And Bryophytes we have seen only one division, only there is no 2 divisions. Pteridophyte also 1. So developed gradually, they have developed, and finally pteridophyte is the last stage of the cryptogams. Now we have to go for phanerogams, that is flowering plants. Next one we have to say flowering plant, that is Phanerogams, I say. There are two divisions in the Phanerogams. What are the two divisions? One is gymnosperms. Other one is angiosperm. First we will see what is gymnosperms. We have to see gymnosperm only. This is naked seed. That is, seed can be easily seen. This is covered with the, seed is covered with the, so seed is closed. Okay, this is naked, open. This is, seed is closed here. We will see the example for that. Gymnosperm, it is a seed plant. That is, Phanerogram is what I said, flowering plants. How the flowers produce? From the seeds only. So, they bear the seeds. That is, your ovule is not, that is seeds. Ovule, seeds only, ovule, nothing else. It is not enclosed. Enclosed means what? There is no cover. It is not protected. As soon as you see the thing, open the fruit or something else, you can see the seeds. Here also two division, one is gametophytic generation, other one is sporophytic generation. The gymnosperm also two generation to complete the life cycle. One is gametophytic, other one is sporophytic. Then water conducting tissues, xylem and phloem, as they have well developed xylem and phloem. The xylem got 4 vessels and phloem also got the 4 vessels. We will see what are the things. So, classification of gymnosperm, we can divide them into 4. One is, we will see the classification. What are the classification of gymnosperm? Cycadales, next one is gingals, and third one is coniferous, and the last one is nettles. G silent here. Okay, yeah. What are the 4 classification? Cycadales, gingals, coniferals and nettles.